Hey, what's up guys? We're talking about the new Sevendust album, Killing the Flow. And if you're not a Sevendust fan, like I'm not the biggest Sevendust fan, I enjoy some of their music and I wasn't expecting a whole lot from this album, but when I heard the first single, I was like, wow, this is sounding like it's going to be a great album. And if you click right here, you can go to the Sevendust YouTube page, and they actually have the full album where you can stream it and listen to it before you buy it. And it's a really good, honest album. Like every song on this album is what you would expect. It's more like rock. You have some rock riffs. You have a lot of soloing. You have a lot of music that is really good. You can definitely tell this band has matured as artists, and they're definitely putting out great content, so you guys would love to listen to it. It's not an album that you're going to hear one or two songs that are great and the rest of the album sucks. No, it's one of those albums that you're going to hear from top to bottom that is really, really great. And I've heard about 90% of the album so far, and I've enjoyed everything I've heard. And I didn't purchase the album personally, I just streamed it off of their YouTube channel, and now just by doing that, I'm gonna actually have to go and pick up the album, because it's one of those albums, man, that is top to bottom great. It reminds you of the days of Disturbed when they were putting out albums that top to bottom, it's just a great album. And there's emotional stuff, there's heavy stuff, the single is really loud and aggressive and catchy. So I do recommend Killing the Flow is a great album. Sevendust's new album, it's great. It came out on the 2nd of this month, so it hasn't even been out a month. So I do recommend you guys checking it out. Like I said, I seen Sevendust in concert. I knew a few of their songs, and they impressed me live too. They are a great band. They have the vocalist and they have the drummer who does vocals, if I'm not mistaken. And this is one of those bands that is a new metal band. I would say they're new metal, but they progressed into something is different. They're one of the bands of the last 10 years that stuck out, the last, I should say 15 years that stuck out. They came out in like 2000, and they were in that so-called new metal genre. And everybody knows the new metal genre. Either the band succeeded, they broke up, or they're no longer heard of. But for me, when you hear this band, they definitely hold the times. They definitely portrayed that they're a great band, because a lot of bands that were out in like early 2000, from 2000 to 2005, they're no longer around, or the music that they're making is totally different. They're still sticking to the format that got them to the Super Bowl. They still playing the same music that got them to where they were in the early 2000s. But one thing they're doing that is totally different is they're adding a lot of melodic solos. And I think they're kind of like doing what Disturbed did. Disturbed was a band that came out that had no solos in their first 2 albums. Then they started ripping on solos and started bringing out good music, like real good rock. And I wouldn't really consider this band, Sevendust, to be like really aggressive, but they do have the aggressive breakdowns and they do have aggressive parts. But you can definitely tell by listening to their music that they have evolved as musicians. Their songwriting is getting better. Their overall talent is getting better. They're soloing. They're writing riffs. They're not just doing new metal breakdowns that da-da-da. No, they're writing stuff that is real great. And I think if you're not a Sevendust fan, this will be a slap in the face to show you that Sevendust is a great band, and you should be checking them out and you should be listening to them. I don't care if you're into thrash metal or you're not into new metal. I would definitely recommend you checking out this album. Like I said, it's one of the greatest albums that I've heard. Greatest, I don't know if that's really a word. It's one of the best albums I heard of 2015. Disturbed's album was okay. It's still growing on me. It's still getting there. You have Lamb of God's album that came out, which was pretty good. But out of all the bands that I named, I think this is the best album out of all 3 bands, out of the songwriting. It's one of those bands that you can listen to non-stop through every song, and you're not going to be bored, or it's not going to be great. They put out music that is real great, real heavy, and still has a rock edge to it. You still have some songs that you can say, yeah, that is an actual rock song. That's not metal. So as always, guys, remember to rate, hate, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think, if you guys actually have heard this album. Do you think it's a great album, a good album? I just appreciate artists that put out great music, and it's 12 songs of banging music, not one song that's good, one song that sucks. But you do have elements of old Sevendust in this album. I will say that Sevendust, like I said, I was never a big fan of their early music, and their last album before this and this album are changing my mind to say, yeah, they are a good band. It's like they evolved into a better band. They matured into something that is listenable, that is not just new metal breakdowns and just new metal riffs. They're doing solos, they're doing like rock riffs, they have good vocals, good lyrics. So it is a great album. It's one of the best albums I've heard in a very long time. The only other album that I could recommend is the last Demon Hunter album. That was an album that I was gonna pick up and I bought, and I didn't really think, okay, it's gonna be a great album from front to back, but every song on that album is a great song. And I love when you can listen to 12 songs without having to skip the song or fast forward it just to hear it. And that's one thing I love about this new album. You can turn it on and just chill out and have a beer and relax and listen to every song. You're not having to skip a song because it sucks or because it's just a song that they put on the album just as a filler. Because you know those bands who put on filler songs, that is like a half-ass song they put on there just because they needed to fill 12 songs instead of 6 songs or whatever they're trying to put out there. So as always, I'm Trevor, and I'm giving you my fucking honest opinion. I don't bullshit you guys when it comes to music reviews. I would not say this song or this album is great if it was trash. If it was trash, you would definitely hear my reaction, like, yeah, that shit's garbage. Like baby metal, that shit is trash. I don't understand what people see in that band, but like I said, this is the new album from Sevendust, and I even admitted I'm not really a big fan of their music, but this album has changed my mind that I'm gonna go now and purchase it. I love buying albums because I love supporting bands, and I don't love just listening to it on a live stream or on iTunes. I'd rather have the album with the artwork and everything, because you know they busted their ass to make that album, and it's only right that we as people go support them by buying their album. If you just stream it or download it for free or legally get it, then the band itself is not making money, and it's going to make them be like, well, we can't go tour, we can't go write new music because people aren't supporting us. So as always, I'll see you guys in the next music review video coming sometime soon. It depends. Let me know in the comment section below what albums you want me to review, and I'll definitely review them or pick them up or purchase them and actually review them and see if they are actually as good as the people say they are. Because me right now, I don't know any new albums that are coming out besides the next album that I'm expecting to buy whenever the hell it comes out is the new Metallica album, and I'll give you my honest opinion if the new Metallica album sucks, or if it's great, if it's trash, or if it's just pop. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.